All right, I'd like to welcome to the show a very special guest. I got Biaggio Ali Walsh, who's going to be competing over at RUF 46 on March 26th. That's this coming Saturday at the Celebrity Theater in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Now, Biaggio, you've got an interesting history that I'd love to touch on a multitude of things. But first things first, you got a fight coming up. You're going to be competing at 170 pounds versus Abel Tremblay, a guy who's got some experience, and you're making your debut.
Mhm.
Now, that to me doesn't say anything other than you're just making your debut. You've obviously got, some high school and college football, so you're an athlete for sure. But what do you make of this MMA debut? How are you planning to tackle this new hurdle?
Um, I'm just really excited. I'm confident. I don't underestimate anybody. Um, I've been training for a little bit. Uh, I'd say about 2 years now. So I just feel like right now is the right time to make my debut and get started with my fight career.
Okay, and you're still very young, so you've got a lot of time to grow. But 2 years training, especially over at Extreme Couture, where your home base is, um, I mean, the sky is the limit, really. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So, are you planning on getting this one out of the way and then keeping up a good schedule, or what's the plan?
yeah. I definitely want to, get the nerves out the way. I've never stepped in there yet, so I do want to get that out of the way. I want to fight. That's all I want to do right now. And I just want to have a good amateur career looking forward.
Okay. And at Extreme Couture, you got a lot of good bodies over there, right? It's a world renowned gym. Everybody has heard of this gym, and you guys have a lot of excellent athletes that come through there. Is there anything that you've done in particular to help prepare yourself for this debut, like bringing in specialists or anything like that?
Uh, the coaches there are obviously really, really, really good coaches, and I train twice a day, every day. I've been keeping up with my cardio. I've been wrestling a lot more too because I know that's a big, important base for MMA. Um, uh, a couple weeks ago, I sparred with Mads Burnell right before his Bellator main event, so that was a good look, especially someone like him who's a great boxer and is always pressing forward. So getting some rounds in with him was a great experience, and my other teammates there too. That's pretty much how I've been preparing. Now it's more mental and cardio, kind of just going into the fight.
Well, sure, you're less than a week out, so things are tapering down.
Yeah,
Most of the hard work is out of the way.
yeah.
Maybe some light sparring
Hmm.
at this point. But
Hmm.
talk to me about the mental preparations. What are you doing to prepare yourself for this? Is a whole new journey that you're diving into.
A whole new world. The mental side would be more of what I like to do is I do affirmations. I tell myself things so I can go to believe it. And I know when I step in there, I'm gonna, be nervous and stuff, but that's completely normal. If any fighter tells you that they're not nervous, I think they're lying. Everybody's nervous who steps in there. So I think more of the mental is just the nerves, and I look at them as good nerves because when I'm nervous and when I played football and I was nervous for something, I felt like I did my best. So it's more of that.
Okay, okay. And then how did you make the transition? I know the history of your family, and we'll get into that.
Mhm.
But how do you transition from American football to MMA?
I played high school football. We had a great team over at Bishop Gorman. We won three national championships when I was there. Never lost a high school football game. We went 54-0. It was a crazy, yeah, it was a crazy journey over there, but they did it right. It was the discipline and the hard work is what paid off over there at Bishop Gorman. And then I went to Cal Berkeley, played there on scholarship. The first season I redshirted, and then the second season I kind of played, more special teams, got a couple handoffs at running back, and I found that wasn't the place for me because the staff I had committed to before I got there got fired before I got there. So I was kind of brought into this whole new staff, and that happens all the time in football and other sports. So I kind of had to deal with that, and I didn't really like it there. So I thought, well, if I have to play football, I'd rather just play at home. So I transferred to UNLV. At the time, Tony Sanchez was the head coach there, who was Gorman's previous coach. He was my coach at Gorman for my sophomore year. So I knew the guy, and I'm like, you know what? I think I'd have it'd be better here to play in Vegas. So I came here, and I had to deal with injury, and that was when the transfer portal was brand new. So I had to wait like 7 months to get eligible to even play. And then once I got eligible, injuries was happening, and I was kind of thinking like, who am I doing this for? Like, what am I doing? I don't really want to play football anymore. So once football ended, I kind of like felt lost almost, as most athletes would, when they're playing a sport for a long time and they don't have it anymore. They kind of feel lost. Like, what do I do? And at the time, I just didn't really like where my lifestyle was going. I was just kind of like drinking and going out and just doing a lot of stupid stuff. And I just didn't like where my life was heading. So I started training over at Extreme Couture just to stay in shape, because I'm an athlete. I naturally want to, stay in shape. I don't want to get 300 pounds. So I would go to Extreme Couture. I'd train, do the kickboxing, wrestle a little bit, And then I got an internship for this sports institute out here in Vegas. And I was helping coach some of the athletes, some of the fighters that were at Extreme Couture that were going to this institute. And I was interning there, and I was coaching them. And I'm thinking, I miss being there. Like, I miss being the athlete, now I'm the coach, but I'm so young. Like, why am I the coach, So I thought, like, screw it. Like, I'm just going to work my butt off in MMA and just keep training and training and training and just pursue it, because, one of my biggest fears is being 35 years old and thinking, well, what if, and, yeah, I mean, my whole life too, it's always been a question of, oh, you're Ali's grandson. Like, can you fight? Now I want to be able to say, yeah, So it was just a mixture of all those kind of thoughts. And I thought, you know what, screw it. Like, I don't want to regret when I'm older. So I'm just going to pursue it. And I did. And I started just taking it a lot more serious. And once I did that, my lifestyle started to change. I didn't drink as much or like go out as much. I sacrificed my social life. It gave me a certain confidence that I never thought I had. And I felt better as a person, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. It helped me a lot pursuing. So I'm going to stick with it because I like the way I'm feeling right now.
Well, I mean, competition, especially with your background being an athlete, is definitely something that a lot of athletes will say once it's over, it's like, well, shit, what do I do next?
Yeah,
You kind of identify with competition.
exactly.
So it's not too far fetched to go from one sport to the other. But again, you're still very young. You know what I mean? You're
20,
talking about, what are you, 23 years old?
23.
Yeah, see, still very, very, very young. You don't want to get my age and be like, oh, shit, I should have done some stuff. I should have done some things and stuff.
I don't want that. I don't want that feeling. I don't want those questions. I don't want to think like that when I'm older. And I started training when I was like 21. I'm 23 now, and now I feel like right now is a good time to have my debut.
Absolutely. And, training in a couple of years at a good gym, it builds the confidence. You got, good looks over there. You know what I mean? And plus, it's an amateur. So it's not like, this is the end all be all. You can learn and grow throughout your amateur career, and it turns into a professional career. And then that's when, the wins and losses actually do. I mean, wins and losses at an amateur level, they still matter. You know what I mean? It's just they don't matter once you turn pro. Once you turn pro, you kind of get a clean slate, and you get to work from there. Now, you touched on it a little bit. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Your grandfather, Muhammad Ali, rest in peace, right? I'm sorry for your loss. Even though it was a bit ago, it still, doesn't get any easier, even with time. But, do you think that maybe some of that blood is in you as well?
I do believe so. I do. And I would think about that too when I was kind of in the whole uh the time period of debating, like, do I want to do this? And then when I talk about MMA, I was thinking, like, I think it's in my blood. I think it's just in my blood to want to do this, you know. And people tell me sometimes here and there, like, it's in your blood. Like, some of my sparring partners will tell me, like, dude, like, it's in your blood. Like, because I would go to them and I'd ask them, like, should I just go for it? Like, you know? And they'd be like, dude, it's in your blood, bro. Like, you know? So I'm at a point now where I truly believe that it is. Um, I think just athleticism in general is kind of just because my brother's a pro boxer right now too. I just think that's kind of like just in me.
And do you train with Nico at all?
Sometimes I've held mitts with him. I haven't sparred with him or anything like that, but I do hold mitts with him sometimes if he needs it and stuff. But he's over at Top Rank, so he's working with guys that are way better than me, you know. So I let him do his thing, and he lets me do my thing. So
That's cool. And you guys support each other's careers?
100%, 100%. I'm at every fight that Nico's gonna have, and he'll be probably at every fight that I have, unless he has a fight himself. So yeah, we're very supportive of each other, for sure.
I mean, the support from the family definitely goes a long way for sure, because you don't want to be that you know, that guy that's getting into this type of career without the family backing. Which in a sport like MMA, a lot of people. I mean, it's, you know, only a couple decades old, so there's still a lot of people like, I don't know about this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're just very supportive of each other.
That's definitely good to hear.
Mhm.
And you know, the history with your family, it goes pretty deep.
Mhm.
So what are you hoping, not to prove, but what are you hoping comes of this, you know, this adventure that you're about to take on March 26th?
You know, I was the day after me and Mads had sparred, me, Mads, one of our friends, teammates, and mentors, Taylor Gradado, and my coach, Dennis Davis, we all got coffee at Starbucks. And I was sitting there and I was telling them, too, this exactly what I'm about to tell you. I don't really know where I'm going to go. I'm not saying that I want to be welterweight champion in the UFC, or I'm not saying that. I want to know what I'm capable of, and I want to know where I can go. I don't care if it's PFL, LFA, like once I turn pro and stuff. I don't care what organization it is. I don't care where it's at. I just want to see what I'm capable of, and I just want to test myself. I don't have an end destination, and I think I'm glad that that's how I think too, because I feel like it gives me a little bit less stress, because some fighters, it's I want to be in the UFC, like, and there's nothing wrong with that, but sometimes you know, at times it can put a little bit more stress. Me personally, I don't know where I want to go. I just want to go somewhere, and I don't care where it is. I want to test myself and see what I'm capable of, and see and take myself as far as I can go possible. So that's my goal with this whole journey.
Now, when you're, because this is basically the biggest test that anyone can do to test themselves, right?
Yeah.
Is lock themselves in a cage with another person that's been training their ass off to beat you up.
Yeah.
Now, is it like part of the plan to test yourself in areas where you're not comfortable? I'll use this as an example.
Hmm.
Let's say you're booked against an opponent who is particularly stronger in an area that you are weaker in.
Hmm.
Yeah, are you looking to test yourself in those facets?
Yes, of course. Because if I wasn't looking to test myself there, then I would probably lose a lot easier. You know, I want to be able to test myself in areas that I'm not comfortable with. I like that, and yeah, I do that at the gym when I train. You know, I like to do things that I'm not so familiar with, that way, with good guys that are very familiar with it. That way that I have good looks, and I have an understanding, and I know, you know, I'm more familiar than I was a day ago or 2 days ago or 2 weeks ago, you know? So yes, I do want to test myself in areas where I'm not used to yet.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel that those situations where, maybe somebody's got you mounted or they have your back or, they've got you up against the fence and they're throwing flurries. I think those are situations that, especially in amateurs, you see guys just look lost. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So I think a gym like Extreme Couture has probably been putting that on you quite a bit.
Yeah, and I'll tell my partners or teammates too. I'll be like, yeah, I want my back on the ground right now. Like, you start on top, or I'll start with my back against the cage. Like, I purposely want to put myself in a bad position just so I can know how to get out of it, and see and talk to them after. What can I do to uh improve? So yes.
Okay, I got to ask you another question. It has to do with your ventures. You're a good-looking cat, and you've got the modeling career to fall back on. Does it make you nervous to go in there and get your face busted up and possibly miss out on a couple
Yeah,
opportunities here?
I've been told that a lot too. Like, don't ruin your face. I don't care, man. This to me is my shell. We all have a soul. This is just my physical shell. Um, and the body heals. I feel like um, I'm not too worried about that, honestly.
Well, I mean, you've got a lot more to lose than I do. Because if you look like this, it definitely wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? All right. So now look, nobody gets to come on my show and doesn't get to answer this question. Okay. And given you know, you're a bigger name and all that, you got to wow me here. You have to. Okay. Yeah, I'm putting the pressure on you now.
Okay.
Okay. So after you get the win on March 26th, how are you planning on celebrating with a victory meal?
Ooh, that's a good question. I need McDonald's. Like, I need two burgers, two McDoubles with some chicken nuggets and fries. And then when I get back to Vegas, I don't know if you guys have Krispy Kreme out there, but when I get back to Vegas, oh, then I'm gonna have Krispy Kreme, some glazed donuts. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because my girlfriend last night got McDonald's, and I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I could go for a Big Mac right now, but I'm trying to, stay a little bit lean right now. I don't have to cut that much weight. I'm only like 173 to 175 right now. Like, so the weight cut is not that bad right now, but still, I want to get my nutrients.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the McDonald's, but the Krispy Kreme is okay. The
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme. See, we've got this shop down here called Amy's Donuts.
Mm. I
Yeah,
love it, so I'm open to trying it for sure. Do they
I
have
don't know.
frosted?
Oh, okay, so you should look them up on Instagram because they've
Okay.
got
You're gonna have to DM me
everything.
their page.
Yeah, I'll send it to you because they've got everything you've thought of and all the things you never thought of. And it's
Amy
pretty good.
Donut?
Amy's Donuts, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna definitely check that out for sure. Cause
Like I
I
said, I know we have one here in Tucson where I reside. I don't know if they have one in Phoenix, so I'll have to look that up for you.
hmm Okay, perfect.
But it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Like I
I
said,
remember that Amy's Donuts
like I
because
said,
I
I'll send you
will
the page.
get these donuts.
100%. Now, look, Abel Tremblay, he's got the edge and experience here just in cage competition. He's already fought at least one time. And though you do have, good looks at the gym and stuff, he does edge you that way. What do you think that you are going to bring to the cage that maybe he's not ready for?
um, I think explosiveness and speed. I feel like I'm very explosive. I'm fast. I feel like I'm really good on my feet, and I think it just might catch him off guard. That's
Okay.
definitely that I have. Obviously, he does have the experience, which is great. Like that is an edge. But I do feel like I have explosiveness and good footwork and speed in my favor too.
Okay. And do you have a prediction on how this fight will end?
I'm gonna knock him out. I just don't know how. Um, I don't know how. I do know what the end result will be.
Okay. No round, no. You just know it's going to happen.
I just know it's gonna happen. I'm not sure with the round. My gut tells me the first, but I don't know. I just know what the end result will be.
Okay. Well, I like that you're not lacking confidence. Uh, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's a scary situation. If
it's good,
anybody,
good to have confidence in this game. It's not a game to participate in. So you need to have that confidence. Well, in any sport you do, but especially in fighting where it's one on one and you're the driver. It's good to have.
exactly, 100%. And for those of you who have never competed in
Hmm.
a mixed martial arts bout, professional, amateur, or otherwise,
Hmm.
it is literally the scariest thing you will ever fucking do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
I
is.
I want to stare the fear right in the face. So that's my goal.
Well, you got 2020 vision, yeah?
I do.
Perfect. Then you're already way ahead of the game.
Cool. It's funny too. I just got my eye exam last Tuesday, and I couldn't see nothing because they had to dilate your eyes, right? And I was like on my phone. I'm like I can't see nothing. I'm driving. I'm like because they gave me some sunglasses and stuff. It was funny. I was like, whoa, what's happening right now?
Yeah, without these suckers, I am legally blind. Like my phone right now is a blur, and that's how I fought, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I said, you're already ahead of the game. Well, like I said, this fight goes down at 170 pounds. It's going to take place March 26th over at the Celebrity Theater. The fighter code is Biaggio. So I'll put that in the bottom of the screen here somewhere. And you're going to be taking on Abel Tremblay. This fight is going to be awesome. I'll be there to call it. I'll be
Cool.
there in person to shake your hand before you guys jump in there.
Sweet.
And look, man, I'm really excited to see, where you can take this.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see where the journey, how the journey starts, and it starts with RUF, which I'm
Yeah.
pretty excited
Well,
about
I
because I get to call that
want to
shit.
thank you guys too, just for giving me the opportunity, man. Like I'm so beyond grateful and blessed that you guys are taking me in and allowing me to just use your stage to perform. Like I'm super grateful for that. So thank you guys.
100%. We are excited to have you. Now, before I let you go, is there
Mhm.
anybody that you'd like to thank?
I just want to thank my family and friends, all those who support me. I want to thank Extreme Couture, Dennis Davis, Roman, all my coaches. They'll both be in my corner too. So I want to thank them for just believing in me and following me on the start of my journey. And I also, again, want to thank RUF just for allowing me to come there and perform for you guys and give you guys a good show. I just want to be an exciting fighter, and I want to bring views for you guys and myself as well. So.
100%. Well, we're excited to have you March 26th over at the Celebrity Theater. Again, the fighter code Biagio, all caps. That's for your tickets or your pay-per-view, and some of that cha-ching goes to this
Sweet.
model right here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, there
Mike Zoolander.
you go. Some blue steel to end it.
Right.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate the time, and we'll see you on Saturday, my man. Good
Thank,
luck.
thank you. Thank you.